Hey everyone, Jay here, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how we can execute faster. So this past week, we had the pleasure of interviewing Eric Zimmer, who is the host and producer of his own podcast called The One You Feed. And it was amazing to have him on the show. One thing that came up when we're talking about habit hacking, incorporating new habits and kind of shedding the old ones, was that everyone, when they do try to incorporate new habits, they always try to go too big. They always try to create this daunting new goal. And if you think back to goal setting and you think in your own life scenario, it's very common for people to say, oh, I'm gonna try to go lose 50 pounds. I'm gonna try to go make X amount of money, right? This whole get rich quick scheme. And this whole type of mindset of going from A to Z is extremely inefficient and it's incorrect because you don't have the right muscles, to actually build up to get from A to Z. And so the way you try to execute faster, the way you build anything, whether it's a habit or whether it's a business or whether it's the life you really want, is by going from A to B. And instead of learning from everything under the sun, this is where you get people kind of learning all of the information there is in the world. They study it, they listen to podcasts, they read the books, they go get an MBA, they do all the things that they think is necessary from A to Z. And instead of actually taking any action, they never try to incorporate and they never build up the muscles to go from A to Z. So instead of that, just try to go learn what you need to learn to get from A to B and just try to do that. And when you get to B, learn everything there is about C and try to get from B to C. And by chunking this down, that's how we can incorporate new habits. A really good example of this is a famous interview by Will Smith, where he said his father once in a summer knocked down this wall and he would ask him and his brother to rebuild this wall. And they would give up all these excuses, right? They're like, oh, we don't know how to build a wall. That's impossible. We don't know how to do that. And instead of setting out to build a wall, what they did was they set out to lay a brick down as well as a brick could be laid down. And so then they went on to the next brick and they would do the same thing. And so eventually by the end of the summer, they would rebuild this wall. And so if you're trying to do a big task, if you're trying to accomplish anything, whether you're making videos or you're writing blogs or you want to create a business and you want to move up the corporate ladder, it doesn't really matter. Whatever it is you do, can you chunk it down? Can you incorporate some new habits, build up the muscles that you need to actually be able to execute and just do that? And if you do that over time, just like James Altinger said, you try to get 1% better every single day in everything that you do. That's why, people ask me all the time, why don't I batch these videos and film it all together? Well, it is a learning process for me, as I do these videos, as I do the interviews and, I'm able to bounce ideas off of influencers and experts, I'm learning all the time. And so I love just doing these videos off the cuff, no script, but I do them every single week because every single week I learn something new. And by improving 1% better every single week, hopefully, many moons from now, many videos from now, I'm gonna be that expert that seems like they know it all, but it was built all over time. So build it over time, whatever habit you're trying to incorporate, whatever you're trying to build it over time, go from A to B, forget this A to Z mindset. You don't need to win it all on the first go. And so if you guys have any other habit hacking things that have worked for you, frameworks, tips, leave it in the comment section below, especially if you're watching this on YouTube, and your stories and what you can tell your friends and people around you, that is very inspiring. And so until next week, live your life with passion, live your dream, and live it now.